All right. Hope everyone had a terrific Tuesday. Well, hello and welcome to Roland's Reviews. So I bumped the time up so that may be throwing a few people off. That's fine. I'm not going to be on here long because Blackson and I from the Arena Uncensored is going to come on. And so he's just getting home. And so we're going to give him time to get situated. So we'll be back on later, 6:30, I think, something like that. So do me one small favor. All I need for you to do is to hit that like button. William, how are you? James, how are you? All right, Alley Cat is here. William, I think you're new here, love. We would like to welcome you to the channel. James, who's yelling at you, love? Florida, how you doing, dear? So we're not going to be on long because how you doing, Fairly? And we're waiting. Blackson from the Arena Uncensored is going to come on, but I did want to share this with you. This new border czar, he is fire. Okay, he is what we have been looking for and what we have waited for. What an upgrade from Kamala, the cosplaying chameleon. I think that we will all be satisfied. Yes, smart final, deport. Tina, how are you? And so this guy has the experience on the ground. I have some videos to share with you. This guy is a wildcat. Oh, James. Okay, James. He's risen through the ranks. He's 100% qualified. He is a progressive liberal's absolute worst nightmare. And so I love it. This is what we needed. I'm just going to share some clips with you. I want you to see. Some of you may not be familiar with how he conducts business. He shuts them down, and I know they hate him, and I love it. All right, so I'm going to play this first clip. And let you, and I'll be responding to your comments in the comment section, of course. Here he is.
How you doing? My home state, New York. Where's New York at? Give me a shout. Yeah, right. Look, for those who don't know me, my name is Tom Homan. I began my career as a Border Patrol agent in 1984. After 34 years, I became the first director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, that actually came up through the ranks. I've worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I've worked for said they're going to secure the border. President Trump actually did it. He created the most secure border in our history, and that's a stone cold fact. The data proves it, and guess what? He's going to do it again. Under President Trump, we cut illegal immigration by 90%, the lowest level in 45 years. Deportations rose to the highest level ever, including historic numbers of illegal alien gang members and criminals. Most importantly, 4 years under President Trump, we had 13 people we arrested on a terrorist watch list. Joe Biden, 381. And let's remember, we got over 2 million known gotaways. How many of them came from a country that sponsored terrorism? God help us. Biden is the first president in American history to come into office and unsecure a border. Who the hell does that? On their first day in office, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris suspended deportations. They stopped the border wall. They canceled Remain in Mexico. They reinstated catch and release. They proposed amnesty for millions, along with free health care. And now we have a record illegal immigration, a record number of women and children being sex trafficked, a record number of Americans dying from fentanyl, a record number of known and suspected terrorists sneaking across our border. And here's what you need to know. This isn't mismanagement. This isn't incompetence. This is by design, and it's a choice. Right. It's national suicide.
Facts.
But you know what? On November 5th, the American people do have a choice, and they're going to stop this madness. I got a message. As a guy who spent 34 years deporting illegal aliens, I got a message to the millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden's releasing our country in violation of federal law. You better start packing now.
Woo!
You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message. Another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done. President Trump is going to end the Biden-Harris open border madness. We will stop the drugs and the crime from pouring into your neighborhoods. President Trump has proven to the American people that he's a warrior. And he's going to make America safe again, and you can take that to the bank.
Do you not love him, folks? You can see this guy takes no prisoners. Alley Cat, Roland worked like a hound to get the truth out about Harry. Yes, I did, Alley. I tried to warn as many people as I could. Yes, I did. Thank you, love. Pinky, how are you? Brandon, a real man that actually loves his country. Yeah, Brandon, he doesn't mince words. He's the right man, Pinky. Yes, he is. Pinker, I love this man. He's exactly like Trump. Yeah, he's a tough guy. And I just wanted to share some clips with you because they can't stand him. They cannot control him. And he tells it like it is, and they're over there stuck in their feelings. He doesn't give a care. And at this point, frankly, I don't either. I don't. All right, so let's see him clashing with these Dems. And again, they're caught up in feelings, and he could care less. Tell me what you think. This is my review. I love how this guy operates. He's a border czar. He's already told the illegals to start packing. It's time to go. The free ride is over. He is a progressive's worst nightmare. Oh, I forgot to do my roll call. I got so excited. James, William, Florida, Ruthie, Brandon, excuse me, Smart Final, and Tina. How's everyone doing? Mary, how are you doing, dear? Homan does not give one flying fling about the emotional arguments. Remember, they were always, oh, you don't want to split the families up. Listen to this guy. He just, oh my God, I love it.
Anything you'd like to respond to what you've heard today?
Yeah, I'd like to respond to.
Let me get rid of this commercial so you can hear this.
I'd like to respond to what you've heard today.
Yeah, I'd like to respond to Acting Chairman J. Paul and your comment about the Trump administration moving money around for more detention beds. I'd like to remind you, under the Obama administration, we did that most of the years he was president. We moved money around DHS. It's called reprogramming. We did that under the Obama administration. I don't remember any hearings on that. Yep. And also, I'd like to remind you that under the Obama administration, I mean, you're quick to point out that the cages were built under Obama administration. I was there. Family detention, we had 100 family beds under Obama administration. We built 3,000 more. So when there was a surge in FY14 and FY15 on the border, Congress was quick to give all the money we needed to build detention facilities, get transportation contracts. We reprogrammed money of the majority of the years he was president. That was fine. Under Obama administration, FY12, we removed 409,000 people, half of what was removed last year. There was no hearings on that. So this is about transparency. Let's be factual about it.
The time of the gentleman has expired. Since you did address some comments at me, I'll just say that I didn't like it under the Obama administration either. In fact,
But be honest with the American people.
Excuse
You
me,
can't point out faults in the Trump administration when it happened
Mr.
under the Obama
Homan.
administration. That's dishonesty. It's pathetic and it's sad.
Mr. Homan, I control the time and I am the chairwoman of the committee. Thank you for respecting that. I didn't like it under the Obama administration, and I'll remind you, Mr. Homan, that you also testified before Congress in support of the Obama's priorities enforcement program before the Senate Judiciary Committee on May 19th, 2016, which had a very different approach.
Well, can I respond to that? Can I respond to that?
No.
Of course
you may
not.
And I want to give you some time, but I do want to ask one quick question, and I want to make one quick statement. I find it very offensive that anybody would compare any federal employee, frankly, to someone who the Gestapo or running Nazi concentration camps. That is very offensive. I have 15 seconds and I yield to you.
Thank you for saying that. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan,
Look,
please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair,
Mr. Homan,
you work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
Whew.
the witness will suspend.
All right. Tell me in the chat section. That's why I just wanted to come on and share some really short clips with you. And you see, he threw it in their face. When Obama had the presidency, we didn't have to go through all of these, jumping through all these hoops. But now Trump wants something, and now everyone wants to do everything prim and proper. Pena, remember the song Cheaper to Keep Her? Open borders cost us as Americans much more to keep them. Yes, in the long run, cleanup will be worth it. Yes, Pena, exactly. Ruthie, Homan is going to say what he wants today. That's right. You work for me. Yeah. And she kept banging that gavel. Mr. Homan, he kept right on. I love it. And that's what we need, someone tough as nails. And I have one more to share with you because I know, and I saw Allie, I think someone typed that Tina said she loves him, but someone typed that they weren't familiar. Ruthie, you said you didn't know, you missed it. Yeah, that's why I wanted to come on. Because I know we've all been talking about how bad this border crisis is, this created border crisis. Baldwin Burrs, we need strong people. Yeah, he's strong. How you doing, Jeffrey? Get rid of the UN and we'll be fine. Okay, Jeffrey. So I have one more to share with you. Oh, my God. This guy. Yeah, they cannot with him. Oh, my God. He tells it like it is. He does not mince words. Tell me, that's my review. Tell me in the comment section what you think about him as the new border czar. He tells it like it is. He's already said he's doing mass deportations. They asked, well, what about splitting up children and parents? Oh, they're all going together. So this guy, I love him. And this is what President Trump had to say about him. Like I said, he has a zero tolerance policy. We have a true border czar now. I don't know. We didn't have one before. So I'm going to give you time to read what Trump tweeted. Tom Homan will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's borders. The border czar, there is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin. Whew. Welcome back, Janet. We're glad you're here. Everyone hit that like button. Share this out on your various forms of social media. So yeah, I'm loving it. So I'm going to play this video so you can see this guy is no nonsense, and this is exactly what we need. So don't go to this guy with feelings. Feelings. Whoa, 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 feelings. Because you're going to get your feelings hurt. Let's go.
Their country of origin.
He worked with the president to come up with this job description. So let's hear from him. In his first...
Hold on, let me see.
President-elect Trump's new cabinet is starting to take shape because overnight, while you were sleeping, he tapped Tom Homan to be his border czar.
Trump saying, quote, there is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders. Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin.
He worked with the president to come up with this job description. So let's hear from him. In his first interview after the major announcement, incoming border czar, Tom Homan. Tom, congratulations to you. It's bad for us. We lose you as a contributor. What went into the decision and the position?
Well, look, I've been on this network 4 years complaining about what this administration did to this border. I've been yelling and screaming about it, telling them what they need to do to fix it. So when the president asked me, would you come back and fix it? Of course I have to. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't. So look, I'm honored the president asked me to come back and help solve this national security crisis. So I'm looking forward to it. And look, I love Fox. I love the family there. But I think that the calling is clear. I got to go back and help because every morning I get up. Every morning I'm pissed off about what this administration did to the most secure border in my lifetime. So I'm going to go back and do what I can to fix it.
So, Tom, let's talk about the job, because you're not an amateur. You've been doing this for years. You're a big cop. Also, you worked the border before, went over to ICE. You've done it all. What does the process look like? Because I think some people get the impression that you're shooting from your hip, but you know what you're doing here, right?
See this? This is...
All right, let me get rid of this commercial so you can still continue to listen to this guy. All right.
I know exactly what I'm doing. And look, this is the second time I get out of retirement for this president. And because it matters. And look, I was a Border Patrol agent. I wore that uniform, and I'm proud that I wore that uniform. So, and I was an ICE agent. I was the first ICE director that actually came up through the ranks. So the 20,000 men and women that worked for me, I didn't ask them to do anything. I do myself because I was one of them. So look, I know the border, and I know there's a lot of great patriots. Look, I shut my phone off Friday night because I couldn't handle the phone calls, the texts, and emails from thousands of ICE agents and Border Patrol agents excited about the rumor I'm coming back. But more importantly, that thousands of retired agents, retired Border Patrol agents, retired military that want to come in and volunteer to help this president secure the border and do the deportation operation. So I've been off the grid for 3 days just because I couldn't handle all the phone calls, and plus all the death threats rolling in. My family's not at home right now because that's starting. But that's something we're going to deal with. They're not going to bully me away. They're not going to shut me up. They're not going to make me go away. This is the biggest national security vulnerability this nation has seen since 9/11. We have to fix it.
And it's one of the reasons Kamala Harris lost and Donald Trump won. So Tom, you just mentioned deportations. I know during the last Trump administration, when you were there, they did have the large-scale worksite, essentially raids, where they would go into a place and there would be hundreds of people who were in the country illegally. I know on 60 Minutes a couple of weeks ago, you said that those would continue under Donald Trump in the next administration. What do you have planned? Well, I know you don't want to give away the whole game book, but you do have deportations, mass workplace stuff planned, any other kind of category of deportations of interest?
Look, as the president said on stage many times, which I agree with 100%, it's going to be the same it was during the first administration, which is just a hell of a lot more of them because 10 million people have entered this country illegally under the Biden administration, or they actually let into this country, even though it's violation of federal law, what they've been doing, the abuse of the parole authority. But look, I've been clear, President Trump's been clear. Public safety threats and national security threats will be the priority because they have to be. They pose the most danger to this country. So we're going to prioritize those groups, those who always have final orders, those that had due process at great taxpayer expense, and the federal judge says you must go home, and they didn't. They became a fugitive. So, and as far as worksite operations have to happen. Here's why, Steve. Where do we find most victims of sex trafficking and forced labor trafficking? At work sites. And the Biden administration shut down work sites. On one point, we say we care about sex trafficking and human trafficking. Then they shut down work site enforcement, which is one of the main areas we find the victims of this. I want to add one more thing, another priority. This administration has lost over 300,000 children that were smuggled in this country by criminal cartels they can't find. That's another priority. We need to save these children because some of these children are in forced labor, some of these children are in sex trafficking, some of these children are living a life of hell every day. We need to save these children and get them back with their families.
You know, Tom, first of all, congratulations to you. And I'm so glad for the Border Patrol that morale is already being lifted. They have just been beaten down by the policies of this last administration. I'm really encouraged by what you're saying, because I think the toughest part of your job isn't the deportation. It's dealing with the propaganda from the other side saying that what you're doing is not compassionate, that it's not humanitarian. And what do you plan to do? I'm glad you mentioned the 300,000 children that are missing, but how are you going to deal with those kinds of attacks, even though you know that this open border has led to sex trafficking of children and an exponential increase of child labor, illegal child labor?
Frankly, I don't care what people think about me, especially on the left. Again, when you have a historic crisis, a crisis this big, here's what they need to know. When you have a crisis this big that overwhelms the Border Patrol, where the majority of Border Patrol are no longer on patrol, they're making sandwiches, they're changing diapers, they're making baby formula, they're making hospital runs, they're making airport runs. When you take most of Border Patrol agents off the border to deal with humanitarian crisis, that's when the fentanyl comes across to kill 250,000 Americans. That's when the sex trafficking has increased 600%. That's when non-suspected terrorists has crossed this country. They've had a record of people on terrorist watches that have been arrested at the southern border. That's why you have over 2 million gotaways. How many of them came from a country sponsoring terror? So I don't care what anybody's opinion is on illegal immigration. When you create a crisis this big, all these other bad things happen. That's why you have to secure the border. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent. Border security is national security. We should all be on the same side of that. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. And the director of the FBI actually agrees with me. I don't respect him greatly, but he agrees with me. The southwest border is the biggest national security vulnerability this nation's ever seen. He sees more red flags now than ever before. We have to secure the border. And as far as the people want to push back on deporting these people, what is the option? You have a right to claim asylum. You have a right to see a judge, and we make that happen. But at the end of that due process, if the judge says you must go home, then we have to take them home. And because if we're not, what the hell are we doing? If the judge's order doesn't mean anything, then shut down the immigration court, take the Border Patrol off the border, so there's no consequences violating the laws of this country. We'll give you a fair.
James, he's trying to change that. The anchor baby situation. I see you, James, you're having a conversation. So he's saying they can all go, because for the longest time, if someone had a child, and I was on another YouTube channel earlier, so some of these women are trying to marry American men. They're doing all kinds of things so that they don't have to go back. But he is working on that situation. So they can't say they're separating family. They all going back together.
Fair shake. You get a chance to claim asylum, but due process doesn't mean squat if the final decision of the court isn't carried out. What is the option? Let them all stay? Because if that's the option you want, you're never going to fix the southern border, because you send a message to the whole world. Come to the United States, enter the country legally, which is a crime. Don't show up in court, or show up in court, get an order removal, but you still get to stay. That doesn't work.
Right. Tom, I guess you got to build a wall, and you got to stop sanctuary cities. Both times the Democrats stopped every time he went forward, they gum you up.
So James and Smart final. So we have the White House, maybe the House and the Senate, so we can get some things done. I've never been this optimistic. So he wants to change that. So we'll see.
In court, you don't have to give it away, but is there a plan if sanctuary cities, these city councils don't allow the sanctuary cities to go away? Is there a plan B you have?
Well, I think, look, it'd be great to have local law enforcement assist ICE, because, one thing we learned during 9/11, report was we shouldn't have stovepipes. Law enforcement should work with law enforcement. But, there's two things. Number one, under President Trump, he was suing the sanctuary cities, DOJ suing the sanctuary cities, pulling federal funds. Of course, day one, when Joe Biden came in office, he stopped that lawsuit. So that has to be put back in place. And look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, a suggestion. If you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, but we're going to do it. So if we can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send in New York City, because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you. But it's much easier to arrest a bad guy. Like I just said, we're concentrating on public safety threats of human and national security threats. Right. It's much easier to arrest a bad guy in the jail. Give us access to Rikers Island that we've been kicked out of. Let us get the bad guy in jail. It's safer for the alien. It's safer for the officer. It's safer for the community. But if you're going to release these bad guys, out in the community, then we're going to have to go find them, which puts the officer at risk, puts the community at risk, and puts, and bottom line is, sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. And the left keeps saying, well, we want victims and witnesses of a crime to feel safe, come to the police department knowing we don't work with life. Let me make one thing clear. That's just a stone cold lie. Victims and witnesses of a crime does not want the bad guy back in their neighborhood.
That's true.
Yeah. Certainly. And most the illegal immigrant community, they broke the law being there, they shouldn't be. However, after being there, they're God-fearing family people. I get it. Do they want a sexual predator in their neighborhood? Do they want someone convicted of DUI 10 times in their neighborhood? Let us protect not only the American communities, let us protect the immigrant community. Who's the victim of MS-13 crime? Yeah. The immigrant community. Yeah. So, if sanctuary cities don't want to help us, to get the hell out of the way, because we're coming.
Tom, there's no one better for the job. Congratulations. Yeah. Job well done. This is something the former president campaigned on. Thanks, Tom.
Hey, thanks. Tom, the last person who was border czar, she didn't want to be called border czar. You're proud of it, right?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to look like a genius, because when you follow failure, you can't help but succeed, right? Yeah. And look, to the American people, President Trump is going to secure this border. He's going to save American lives. Yep. He's going to, by securing the border, we're going to drop illegal alien crime, which is skyrocketing. Yep. Well, less people are going to die from fentanyl. Less children are going to be sex trafficked. Less women will be sex assaulted on the southern border. The criminal cartels will be put out of business by this president.
Go get.
So tell me in the chat section, what do you think? Go ahead and hit that like button. There are over 50 people in. How you doing, Bill, ABC TV? Fridge Reaver, how are you? Several people are here. I guess we all forgot. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. Right, Pena? So that's all I wanted to share with you. And share this on your various forms of social media. I like this guy. He's tough. That's my review. My review is he's going to do an awesome job. He's going to secure the borders. And those of you just coming in, you're going to have to go back and see. I shared some other videos. So over the years, he's had run-ins with these liberals, and he does not back down. I like that. Thank you, Jeffrey. Yes. He has a zero policy, zero tolerance policy over the years. He's gotten into it with AOC. So he does not mind. He will not shut up. They bang the gavel. He just keeps going. I love it. C. Fryer, how are you doing, love? All right. Hit that like button for me, folks. And don't forget, I will be going live with the Arena Uncensored. And let me tell you what we're going to be talking about. So if you were here, some of you were here when we did the video on the female employee who was fired. If you missed, there's been a whole firestorm. And so I'm dropping that link. You definitely need to check it out. On that video, I told the Arena Uncensored, I said, she didn't act alone. You know how they do, the higher ups tell you to do something and then you do it. And when it blows up in your face, you know what they do. Let me show you what they do. I will show you right now. So that's why you have to get things in writing. The Democratic Party and the higher ups, they'll tell you to do something. And then when you get called on it, what happens? Woo! They fade away into the hedges. That's what they do. See, Fryer, where have you been, love? Pinky, yes. Pinky, she is a whistleblower. She's telling everything. I've been watching it all day. So make sure you come back. So the Arena Uncensored, Blackson's coming back with me. And the link that I just dropped, you can go ahead, you can click on it and have the video ready. So that's why I wanted to come on. I came on a little bit earlier than I anticipated, but I wanted to give him time to get home and get set up so he wasn't rushing. Okay, but yeah, I love it. Wayne, where are we? Pinky, she's dropping a dime on everyone. Thank God. And I don't blame her because they're talking about criminally charging her. So hey, she's like, I'm not going down on this ship by myself. James Blackson was not at home. I tried to tell you yesterday, you didn't listen. He wasn't at home. He was, and so that's why his name was incorrect. I didn't put his name on there, but how you doing, Peter? Oh, okay, yeah. So he wasn't home, and he did the best he could. I did not put his name down there as Sister Noble. I told him you accused me of that. I didn't do it. I promise. All right, Alley Cat. She now the head of FEMA. They have some questions to answer. So there's probably going to be a hearing or something on this. So Smart Final said Blackson was trying to round up illegals to bring to James' house. James said he lives in an apartment. He doesn't have any room for anyone. Oh, wow. Good. See, Fryer, we're definitely happy that your dad pulled through. 83 years old. That's a good life. Oh, wow. I'm glad he pulled through. James, roll passing the button. No, James. When Blackson comes on later, he'll tell you. That was his doing, not mine. Go ahead and hit the like button for me, folks. Or I live in, okay. So I'm going to give you guys time. I know some of you ladies and gentlemen are just getting home from work. And so I want to give you time to get set. And Fridge Reaver. Yes, thank you, love. Share this on your various forms of social media. The Arena Uncensored, how are you? Hit that like button, Arena. Arena, please tell James that I did not put your name down as Sister Noble. He will not let it go. Tell him it was not me. All right. Okay. So, folks, I wanted to share that with you. All right. He's speaking to everyone right now. And thank God Trump has the eye of the tiger from 1982. Rising up, back on the streets. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. That's enough of that. I don't want to be copyrighted. All right. C. Fryer. Where are we here? Thank you, Arena. You wouldn't believe me, James. I kept telling you. All right, we're going to get off because Blackson needs to get ready, get something to eat. I'm going to get off and get prepared. I dropped the link. Those of you who are here now, thank you. You don't want to miss our next show. We are unpacking everything. You can't. Okay, he said he kind of. James, you're being awfully naughty today. But I love it. My mama lives in Brooklyn. The illegal was on her fire escape, peeking in her. Ew, Pena. Jeez, be careful, love. Well, you don't have long. It's almost, the nightmare is almost over. Yes, we are. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Meet us back here, 6:30, so we can unpack. Pinky already knows what's going on, but yeah, the lady, the FEMA lady. If you haven't seen the video, I said, and I told Blackson in the video, she didn't act on her own. That was from a higher up. And then, of course, you see Homer fading into the bushes. They tell you to do something, and then when you're in trouble, this is what they do. So her supervisor, her boss has some explaining to do. C. Fry, thank you so much. That's why I was missing. C. Fry, we're just glad your dad's doing better, love. Thank God. Yes, go ahead, everyone. Grab something to eat. Come back. We're Topeka, how you doing, love? Do away the credit score bureau and on the home or car. Okay, Topeka. Topeka, make sure you come back at 6:30. Blackson and I are coming back. I just dropped the link. Make sure if you haven't checked out the video we did, her name is Myrnie Washington, the FEMA employee that was fired. We're delving more into what's going on with that. This story is continuing to grow. So we're going to get off so everyone can do what they need to do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everyone enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you. Blackson and I will see you at 6:30. And thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. So see you at 6:30. And I'll see you in the comment section as well.